और ठीक हो जाएगा। थोड़ा और डोज बढ़ाना पड़ेगा तब जाके क्रेविंग पे कंट्रोल होगा, और ज्यादा डोज बढ़ाना पड़ेगा फिर ब्लॉकिंग होगा दूसरे ओपियोइड्स का अगर इंजेक्शन लिया तो। The difference between partial and full agonist, we were talking of the ceiling effect. Someone takes heroin or methadone for that matter and keeps on increasing the dose, they will actually have very overdose and death may ensue. But with buprenorphine, there is ceiling effect. You keep on increasing the dose and beyond a certain level, even if you increase the dose, the effect will remain the same, patients will be safe. These are some of the important steps in implementing opioid substitution treatment. We need to recruit right kinds of clients. The client needs to be assessed properly and systematically. The client needs to be discussed. Their consent has to be obtained because we are giving them a potentially dependence producing compound which needs to be taken for a longer duration. An implied consent which works very well for say antidepressants or antibiotics, that will not work here. Ideally, we should obtain consent for this particular form of treatment. And then we need to provide them opioid substitution treatment in combination with psychosocial interventions. We also need to carefully monitor and frequent follow-up of the patient. Cessation, the duration of treatment, as I was already saying earlier, attainment of treatment goals. That's the idea. That's when we decide that yes, now this treatment can be stopped, tapered, and we can shift to something else, and that something else can be naltrexone, the antagonist, or person can be drug-free also. A wide variety of OST studies have been conducted in various settings, various countries throughout the world. Lots of benefits, lots of advantages have been found of this treatment. There is no doubt left about effectiveness of this particular approach of treatment in helping people come out of addiction and become important productive members of the society once again. For India, for injecting drug users, it is especially relevant. Why? Because injecting drug users are especially vulnerable to HIV in India, and not just injecting drug users, but their sexual partners like female sex workers, their wives and girlfriends. Some sex workers themselves may be injecting drug users, and they have clients have their own wives and girlfriends, etc. And through these injecting in sexual networks, HIV can be transmitted in no time to even general population. We have seen this happening in Manipur and Nagaland. Epidemic first started among injecting drug users, gradually among sex workers, and then in the general population. All the places which have high number of injectors, which have high number of sex workers and sexual connection between the population, are at risk for generalized epidemic of HIV, because the epidemic may start among injecting drug users. And that's why in India, under National AIDS Control Program, opioid substitution therapy for agonist maintenance treatment is currently being provided at more than 120 places to opioid dependent injecting drug users. In Mumbai itself, this treatment is available at 3 or 4 NGO sites, if you include Thane as well. And buprenorphine based treatment and methadone based treatment is available at the KEM hospital. Both of these medicines, buprenorphine and methadone, have been well endorsed by all the international agencies, approved by US FDA. WHO in fact calls them essential medicines, put in the essential medicine list, are being used in a number of countries. But still remain controversial. Still remain lots of myths about substitution treatment. One problem which many people have is that your patients are still addicted. You are keeping people on a medicine on which they are still addicted. Do we think this is the case? Are our patients on buprenorphine addicts on buprenorphine? Addicts of buprenorphine? Why? Addicts क्यों नहीं है वो?
The constant craving for the substance is not there.
बहुत बढ़िया, बिल्कुल सही.
Socio-occupational functioning has improved.
बहुत बढ़िया, बिल्कुल सही. So that is what people need to understand, that experiencing discomfort on the instance of missing any medicine does not mean you are addict on that medicine. I am hypertensive, I take my metoprolol every day. If I miss for one day, I am likely to experience headache or some other discomfort. Does this mean I am addict? If I am diabetic, I've missed my diabetes pill over a day, I may experience some discomfort. Am I addict? No. So, physical dependence on a medicine or experiencing discomfort in the absence of a medicine does not mean you are addict. Addiction or dependence syndrome, as Rao was telling us, is a behavioral syndrome which encompasses tolerance and withdrawal and the drug seeking behavior, where taking that drug becomes number one priority in your life. That is not the case with people on buprenorphine or methadone. They are in fact taking a medicine every day and are becoming productive members of your society. So these people are not addicts. People also say that when substitution treatment, you are simply substituting an illegal drug with a legal medicine, with a legal drug. तुम लोग सिर्फ जो ड्रग पेडलर्स हैं उनका मार्केट खराब कर रहे हो, उनका धंधा खराब कर रहे हो और अपना धंधा चला रहे हो या फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनी का धंधा चला रहे हो, राइट? But that also people have to understand that what we are calling as substitution is occurring at the receptor level. It's not substitution in the person's life. पर्सन की लाइफ में एक नशे की जगह दूसरे नशे ने नहीं ले लिया है उसकी जिंदगी में. रिसेप्टर लेवल पे एक ओपियोइड दूसरे ओपियोइड से सब्स्टिट्यूट हुआ है. उसकी लाइफ में ऐसा चेंज आया है कि पहले उसकी ड्रग एडिक्ट की लाइफ थी, नाउ ही इज लीडिंग द लाइफ ऑफ अ पेशेंट ऑन ट्रीटमेंट हु इज ट्राइंग टू इम्प्रूव. That's what substitution here means. Substitution doesn't simply mean substituting one illegal drug with another same illegal drug. This is also a myth. All people, ask them to open their mouth, pop a pill, send them back and they will be fine. Providing medicines alone is sufficient. No, this is not the case. All psychosocial interventions, counseling, other extra services which they may require forms the complete package of treatment. In the absence of any of these interventions, the pill, giving the pill is not going to work. Also, this is not a cure for addiction. In fact, there is nothing called as cure for addiction or for most of the diseases for that matter. It's really some kind of long-term management of a condition. So it's to conclude, agonist treatment or OST, very effective, acceptable, feasible option in India, but sadly available at very few places for various reasons. Very few patients are actually able to access this treatment. So we need to make this treatment more accessible and more available to more number of patients. Only then will we really be able to utilize the available resources in the form of availability of these medicines and our own expertise. It was in fact an irony that methadone was being manufactured in India for a very long time by this particular company and was being exported. हमारे देश में दवा बनती थी और बाहर के पेशेंट उस दवाई को खाते थे, हमारे पेशेंट्स को नहीं मिलती थी. But now methadone is being allowed by drug controller, methadone is available, and gradually we need to find ways whereby